Everybody, good morning out there. Everyone, happy Saturday to you. Want to say, I hope everybody is having a fantastic Saturday out there today. It is a good day, a great day. God has blessed us with. And of course, as the scriptures say, we should rejoice and be glad in it. But just want to say, happy Saturday to you. Welcome to another live 24-hour Balls podcast on today. Certainly want to thank all of our supporters, everyone that supports this platform, this channel. We certainly appreciate you wherever you're watching. Of course, on this show, we discuss and explore the world of leadership and how it can benefit you, make you successful, whether in your professional or personal life. We talk about getting out of your comfort zone, overcoming fear, and all of those great things. And we also bring on amazing guests who share their expertise and insight in their profession. And today, of course, we have a great guest today that's going to help us get notarized. All right. In the world of ID theft and ID fraud, it's good to know, or I say it's hard to know sometimes who's who, because you got a lot of phonies out there. But my guest today has decided to help society and help the world by proving or making sure people are who they say they are, not only that, but their documents as well. And she became a notary. And so she's my guest today, and we're going to talk to her today, and she's going to help us get legal and get notarized. And so I want to welcome today my friend, my sister, Fannie Moore of Fannie Rose Notary.
Hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you today?
I'm well. I'm doing well. Thanks
You
for
doing
asking.
well? Yeah. You doing well today?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, I want to say welcome to the 24-hour Boss podcast. I appreciate you deciding to come on here today and talk about Fannie Rose Notary.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. We're family, so
Yeah.
it's good.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We are definitely family, but we want to talk about you and Fannie Rose Notary. Of course, the first thing for our audience who may not know you, but maybe we can get a little insight, just a smidget of who you are. Give us a fun fact about yourself.
Fun fact. Uh, I would say I know how to sew. Little
Really?
garments here and there.
Oh, really? What do you sew?
I can sew a dress and I can sew skirts.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. You can sew skirts in dress. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah. It's
didn't
simple.
know
Those are simple patterns, but yeah, I can do it. I can do it.
that. Okay, so you're a seamstress behind the scenes as well. Awesome.
Something like that.
Okay. Well, hey,
Something
you
like
can
that.
definitely help the people out. I can recall sometimes my mother, or even my wife, sometimes may get a tear or rip in their skirt or something, and
Mhm.
so in case that happened at church or somewhere out, then we could just say, Miss Rose, can you assist us here with this
A simple hymn. That's good.
simple hymn? Okay, all right,
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, well that's good. I definitely didn't know that, but now I know, and now everybody else will probably know. So, wonderful. All right. Want to say again to everyone who may be just joining, we are talking with Fannie Rose Notary, Fannie Moore of Fannie Rose Notary, and of course she is a notary public. But I want to welcome you to this show, this episode. Want to say also, if you could please like and share this video. Also, wherever you're watching, if you're not a subscriber on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps us. And also, if you could offer your thoughts, maybe some encouragement for Fannie Rose or Fannie Moore, put it in
Yeah.
the comments um, for us today, or even if maybe you have a question about notary or getting things notarized. So if
That's
that's the
right.
case, please put it in the chat
That's right.
because I'm sure Miss
I'll be
Rose
happy
here,
to answer.
yeah, I'm sure Miss Moore here can help us get notarized. All right, so Miss Moore, why did you decide to become a notary public?
I decided to become a notary because I was actually watching. I got interested in it. I was just kind of surfing YouTube one day, and I came across this channel. I believe her name is Shauna, and I saw how they make easy money for just your signature, and so I took interest in that, and so I said, well, let me just click on it and see, and so she told us, how to go about it, and she was very thorough in her instructions. So I did exactly what she said to do, which was go on the site, and it's extra money on the side, and then it's an opportunity for you to run a business if it turns into that. So that's what made me interested in it, because I can create my own schedule versus having a predictive schedule with an employer, actual employer. So, but yeah, but that's how I got into it, and it was just like not necessarily on a whim, but it did interest me because I thought you had to go to school for it when I was younger,
Hmm.
and you don't have to go to school for it, so it was relatively easy.
So you don't have to go to school to be a
No,
notary public. Hmm.
no,
So this is this, so for you, this is kind of like a side hustle that you're doing.
yes, it is.
Okay,
Yes.
wonderful, wonderful. All right, so I know it's I guess a state given uh test. So how difficult? You say it's relatively easy, but how difficult is the test to take?
So for Texas, there is not a test. The only thing that they require is for your background to be clear. For different states such as California, there is an actual test that you or exam that you have to pass. Now, of course, that's California. I'm not sure what's on those tests, but I'm sure their set of laws and rules for it's not like Texas. So
Okay.
for Texas, you just have to basically clear your background. That takes about a week or two, and then just pay your fee. And I believe that's like I want to say $70. Um, but after that, you're basically good to go. Once you get your commission, you will find yet another notary, and we can administer your oath, and that's it. You can fly and get started or whatever it is if you already have a plan, of course.
Right.
But yeah, it's relatively simple. So there are no exams at all.
Okay. I thought it was I was thinking it was a state test, but you said some states do have tests where you have to take.
Yes, yes. I know
So
California for sure. For sure they have
okay.
this.
So my background has to be clean, so I can't have if I want to be a notary but I got convictions, am I stuck out?
You stuck you stuck out. No convictions. They don't do felonies or anything like that.
Huh.
Mm-mm.
Okay. No conviction, no records, and you can become a notary. A
Yeah,
notary public. Wow. Okay, I didn't know
yeah.
that.
It's relatively simple though. I mean, it was simple for me because I've never been in trouble before, so I don't know.
So word to the wise, stay out of
Yeah.
trouble if you want to become a notary public. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Well, I guess answer for us what is a situation where a person might need a notary, or maybe you can tell us what they do. What is the situation where we may need a notary? Because a lot of people I know they hear that term and you hear it all the time, but you don't know you need one until it's time that
Yeah.
you got to get something notarized. So tell us what's the situation maybe somebody needed a notary.
Yeah. So it's a lot of situations, but the most common ones are like elderly. You may have an elderly parent, like I did. My sister and I, we had power of attorney for my mom. People that are in retirement homes. You may have somebody incarcerated. You can always go to the jails. Um, we can marry people. I try to stay away from that because my conviction doesn't. I
Ooh.
stay away from that, based off of what my faith says and what I believe. Um, you can, I mean, title companies. You can do. You can be a proctor. What else? it's all kinds of things that you can do. And proctor is just basically watching someone, take an exam, and it's to prevent fraud and cheating and things like that. The universities use proctors a lot,
Right.
so it's a lot of services that we use. Doctors' offices, um, anybody that becomes incapacitated, that's a medical power of
Mm,
attorney. Um, it's a lot that you can do. Again, title transfers, wills, deeds. Um, what else? Like if somebody has, doing their house, that is called loan signing. So
right.
if you buy a house and things like that. So, but yeah, it's all kinds of things that notaries can do. It's not just confined to papers, uh,
Right.
stamping papers and things like that. So it's an almost an infinite list that we can do, and I'm still finding out things that I had no idea that I can do. So,
Right. Yeah, man. That y'all been given quite a bit of power there
oh
to
yeah.
do some stuff. Wow. So you say you stay away from the marriage thing because it's kind of crazy out there.
Mm,
But you can marry people.
yes, yes,
Wow. That
I
that's
can.
that is
Uh-huh.
interesting. And again, like I said, I guess earlier, a lot of people don't know that they would need a notary until it's actually time.
Hmm.
Or we face different situations in life, like you
Yes,
said, as power of attorneys and things like that. And so, word to the wise out there, but those, that you get into one of those situations, you would need a notary. And I want to, I guess, also thought because I was looking at your site, you're a notary, but you're a mobile notary, so you'll travel. Is that correct?
oh yeah, I can come to you. I can come to you wherever you are. The last time I did a notarization, we were in the Burger King parking lot, so I can I can come
Wow.
to you. And again, they live so far, and I will meet that person halfway if it's something that they want a little bit more, maybe private. I try to meet people at restaurants, just some public place where
Right.
it's not secluded, because when you're alone, um, you want to be safe. That's first and foremost. I always want to be safe. You always want to make sure that that person is who they say they are, and just basically that's the number one rule. You want to be safe and meet in a public place or library.
Mm.
Anywhere public is fine.
Yeah. Okay, man. That is good to know. And again, you putting out some good nuggets because, like I said, a lot of people we don't know we need notice until it's time to maybe
Oh
get some
yeah,
signed, or like you
absolutely,
said, we about to close on a house, or we got some kind of situation with family where maybe we need to have a power of attorney and things like that. So
exactly.
notaries are good to have for those things. And of course, we are talking to Fannie Rose Notary, Fannie Moore. Um, Someone put a question out
Okay.
there, and they said we were talking about how easy it is to say, is it easy to get clientele?
You have to build your clientele, actually.
Hmm.
That's the most probably, well, if you're not a people person, that don't mind going to different businesses. I can tell you just my personal journey. I market on all kinds of platforms that I can, but on Wednesdays, Wednesdays are my days that I actually go out and I get little fun things to drop off to different places, schools. A lot of moms and dads don't want their children to be immunized, so a lot of times I notarize for those people too. But you do that for schools. You go market here, anywhere where it's traffic, and you think you may know where a person can use. Funeral homes, they use notaries sometimes. Sometimes they have their own uh, notaries, but it doesn't hurt to say, "Hey, my name is Fannie. I'm the owner of Fannie Rose Notary. If you ever need a notary, here I'm here." Marketing, that's a huge bit for your business. But yes, you have to build your own clientele. Shirts is good. You're marketing yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, Fannie Rose, or whatever the business is, um, on your car. I mean, just you know, your mind at that point is gonna come creative, and you're gonna be like, hey, Anybody, you shopping in Walmart, you're passing out whatever it is that you need to pass out, and that would definitely bring people in.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's I mean, I guess like any business, you got to market yourself. You got to be able to, put yourself on the different social media
Mhm.
platforms and talk to people. It's
Yes.
so it's no different than any other business.
Yes.
From what you're saying. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Wonderful. Awesome. All right. So let's see. Just teach. He says people will definitely pay for mobile notary, especially to close and refi mortgages. That's big business. Yes. Yes.
Oh
And
yes,
yes.
that is true. A lot of people, they made six figures doing that stuff. So
Oh yeah.
it's a lot. You kind of set your fee. A lot of the companies, they have their set fee, but when you're good and you become good at what you do and you learn. I love to learn. I love knowledge. I like, one of my favorite subjects is history, and so I like learning how to do certain things and what they did back then and how is it relevant today and all that kind of good stuff. But that the market as far as mortgage and refinancing, that is big bucks.
Oh yeah.
So Elder he's absolutely correct.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Appreciate that comment, Just Teach, and everybody else that's commenting. I got some more comments here. I'll share here on the screen, or we'll
Okay.
put it out there in just a moment. But I guess I want to ask you. So you decided to do this as a side hustle. So were you nervous about putting it out there or sharing it? Because you got a point where you said I'm gonna become this notary, and now you are a notary.
Hmm.
Once you make it official, now you got to put it out there to the public. Were you nervous about that, putting it out there that
I
Fannie
was.
Moore is a notary now?
I was actually, I was nervous because you see everybody else, going forth and, doing that thing, and you know I can be shy sometimes,
Hmm.
and you can kind of doubt yourself. But I can tell you, I was nervous when I actually received my commission, because they give it to you via email. Um, before I did anything, before I start finding a person to administer the oath, I actually, got the anointing oil and I lay hands on my commission. And so,
Come on.
because I was nervous, I didn't,
Yeah.
people may think that's kind of like you doing too much, girl, or whatever. But you always want God's approval for whatever it is
Oh
that you
yeah.
do. And
Hmm.
so, to me, it was, because I'm my own sole provider, right? And so that's not to say I don't need the Lord's help, because you know He is my provider. But at the same time, you always want God's approval on any and everything that you do.
Oh
And
yeah.
so I did that, and it's been, uh not necessarily smooth sailing, but everything is stacking the way that it's supposed to go. So it's building. I'm building. And so I'm good. I'm good with
You
that.
good? Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
good.
I mean, I think with anything,
Yeah,
like Jesus said, count up the cost. But
show enough.
also, we are taught to do things decently in order. But with
Mhm.
anything we do, of course, we want God to be in it, and we want His help. So, because
Yes,
regardless of what you're doing, I don't care if you a trash man or if you work in an office or you're a notary.
that's right.
You want to do it the best of your abilities, but we
That's
do
right.
want God's approval and His blessings. So I don't
Absolutely.
see nothing wrong with that at all. But that is wonderful.
Yeah, yeah.
That
I
is wonderful.
appreciate the Lord. I really do. If I just go in the name of the Lord, I'll be all right. It'll be okay.
You will be all right. All right. Awesome. Okay, so let me ask this question. How important is it for a person or one of your clients to have their driver's license present when notarizing a document?
It is paramount. It is imperative. It's very, very important. I need to know who you are. If you tell me that your name is Brian Hill and you don't have an ID, you may be peplum down the street. I don't know. So that's why to do this as a notary. We have to find out who you are. Um, Again, you can say whoever you want to, and the license has to be current, so it cannot be expired. There are situations where, uh, you will have a situation where the elderly, like somebody's 70, 70, 70, 70 and up, I say,
Hmm.
where I've seen one license in my entire life where she never had to go back to the DMV because of her age. Those are the only exceptions that we have. When they're up in age, we can use other things. But if you're somebody that's probably, depending on what your, of course, what your state is, your physical state, if you're disabled, things like that. But it has to be, a current ID. So that detects, we're fraud detectors. We need to make sure that you're not under duress. We need to make sure that nobody's forcing you to do anything.
Mm.
We need to make sure that you're in your right mind, that you're just not doing something, and it cannot be like a personal gain of mine. If you had me as somebody, I cannot, if I do this, I get your house. You cannot have a personal gain in
Ah,
all of that. So it's very important,
yeah.
that we screen people and make sure that you are who you say you are. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure because it's like I started out in the intro. It's a lot of ID theft going on and
Yes.
a lot of stolen identity going on, and I'm
Hmm.
sure people they come up with licenses, but that are not approved or
Yeah.
2021. It expired in 2021, so you can't notarize that if it's
No,
2021. Is
no,
that
no,
what you
no,
that what you
no,
tell
not
me?
at all. I would have to, turn you away. But if you go to the site, I'll let you know it must be current. It has to be current. Otherwise, I can't do it. I jeopardize, my commission and my license. Um, and they will bring charges against you. I've heard it, and I've seen, different people just do things just kind of unethical, and they were not supposed to do some things that they did, and so it's not worth it. Any other fellow notaries on here or may see this, don't do it. It's just
Yeah,
not worth it. It's not worth it at all.
definitely not.
Yeah.
Not worth it, jeopardizing your license
Right. Right.
or even have some charges against you. But
Oh, right.
that's
Exactly.
wonderful. Y'all have to be the eyes and the ears for all of those things. All right.
Absolutely.
What about for your first appointment? You official, and now you ready to go stamp the world with with Fannie Rose Notary. But you're official. So what was your first appointment like? How nervous were you? Was it a crazy situation? I heard you say you was met in a Burger King parking lot of one client, but how
Yeah.
nervous was it for your first client?
For
How
my first client, it was a immunization record. She didn't want her children to be immunized, but it's just I was actually kind of excited. I wasn't nervous at all. I
mm-hmm,
think it was that's one of the little tidbits too that they don't tell you. Always read your stuff, your papers, your documents, so you'll know where you're signing. But I wasn't necessarily nervous. I was more anxious than anything, because I want to see, what is this document that you want me to notarize for you. And because she was, I grew, well, she's my cousin's friend, so she was my very first, like,
okay.
person. And so uh she was pretty cool in everything, but I was anxious because of course it was my first one, but I think I did all right. I think I think I did okay. But that was
Obviously you did because you're still stamping. You're still stamping the world. So obviously you did all right.
yeah, I think I did okay. I think, once I got done with that one, listen, I felt like I had been stamping for about 5 years, and I just
Okay.
thought, oh, okay, is that it? Is that all I got to do? So
Yeah. Well,
pretty
that's good.
cool.
That's good. But I mean, I asked that because I think in anything, anything we are doing new, it's like you said, you were nervous about putting it out there that hey, now I'm a notary, but it's like it's what you have to do.
Hmm.
But even with that, even for your first time, I know it can be nerve wracking,
Yeah.
and but and also I know you got to talk to people. So if I'm not a people person, if I probably not gonna make a good notary. Do you?
Ah, if you're not a people person, I would say this probably won't be a field that you would probably thrive in,
Yeah.
only because you got to be able to talk to people. You got to be okay with going up to somebody that you have absolutely no idea who you're talking to, and just simply giving them a card. You
Yeah.
know, hey, I'm a notary. If you need anybody, if you know anybody, here's my card.
Yeah.
That's it. And if you can't
Right.
say that, that kind of poses a problem. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, that's good. Got to be able to talk to people because
yes,
that's just the nature of your business. What's the nature of a lot of business? I mean, you got to be able to talk and be
hmm,
comfortable with that. But
right.
all right, awesome. All right, we're gonna get to a question here in just a second. But I want to say to all of those who maybe just joining, just watching, we're talking to Fannie Moore of Fannie Rose Notary. Please like this video, share this video. We're getting some great comments. If you're not a subscriber, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Also on Facebook, make sure you're following the channel. And so, someone asked, Christy Goza asks, how far is too far to travel for you personally?
No limit.
Oh, no limit.
No limit. Honestly, if it personally, um, I'm in Dallas, uh, Fort Worth, Denton. That's already far personally,
Right.
but it depends on what's going on. Let's say you have a trust and you have four people there and they're ready. I'm coming. Okay,
Mm,
I'm coming. So, for me, it's not a distance, honestly.
yeah.
And you have to be mindful of that too. Always, calculate your traveling fee and let people know up front. And that's how I normally, talk to my potential clients, and just see where they are, see what's going on, and then that way um you can charge appropriately, like, that way. Because different notaries, they charge different things. And so, me being, just starting, I'm not going to charge you somebody that has been doing it for 28 years. That's just not me. I don't believe in, overcharging people. I'm not going to do that, because I've had several ones that come to me, and my fee might be, too much for them at that particular time. So sometimes, and again, it just depends on the situation. But traveling itself, I mean, it's not too far. It depends on, what's needed. Honestly, it
Right.
really does depend on what's needed.
Right. And that's kind of what you do, and that's how you've set yourself up. You're a
Mhm.
mobile notary, so that's just part of your business. You travel, you go,
Right.
wherever is necessary, wherever is needed.
Exactly.
So how far have you had to drive? Have you had to drive pretty far? You said Fort Worth. Is that probably the farthest you've driven?
Yeah,
Or
I've driven to Fort Worth before. But that's as far as I went, because again, I'm still building, and it just depends. So I'm here. So it's just a matter of me just, putting out my material and marketing and things like that.
awesome. Okay, wonderful. Okay, Sunflower Blues says "mommy" and then a bunch of hearts. Is that your daughter?
That's Dina. Hey, Dina.
Okay. Good morning, Dina. Appreciate you joining. Watching your mama on the big screen, watching the shine. All right. Awesome. Okay, so what type of response have you received, maybe from your clients or those who support you, as it relates to you becoming a notary?
um, the response has been very well, very kind. Everybody's interested. As far as business is concerned, it's been a good response. They have questions like, after I arrive at a like the Burger King, I will call it the Burger King appointment. The Burger King appointment, that lasted about maybe 30 minutes. The act itself, me notarizing, that took about 2 minutes, but they were asking questions. And so I was just, giving them little nuggets and, knowledge, and say, hey, if you got anything else, just let me know. But as far as like support and everything, everybody has been very much encouraging, and asking if I need anything, and all that kind of good stuff. The response has been very, very good.
Awesome.
actually surprisingly good. So I didn't even know people really, knew me. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
relatively quiet. I get a lot of, "Ooh, she look mean," but I'm not. I give you the shirt off my back if I could. So
Oh yeah, you good. You good people, definitely. Definitely. All right. Well, hey, that's awesome. Good to know. And again, like I was saying, a lot of times we don't know we need a notary until it's time. And
hmm
but it's good to know that, there are references out there. And
yes,
as
yeah.
you stated, anybody can become a notary. Is that right?
Anybody can become a notary. I try to recommend as much as I can. Give little nuggets Monday through Friday or whenever. Um, it doesn't matter, and I try to encourage people. Nothing may not be going on right now, but you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to wait until things happen to where I have to come to the hospital and notarize something when it can be done
Right.
while everybody's just kind of sitting around at home. I encourage people to get certain things in order. Um, you know, I'll take it from my own personal experience. Me and my sister and my aunt, before my mom passed, we had, power of attorney
Mm-hmm.
of her medical power of attorney. And so we were able to collectively uh, talk to her and say, "Mom, what do you want?" And we honored her wishes, even though we already knew what to do. But we did that, you know, eons before that, she passed away. So it was a good thing because it was no confusion. It wasn't a lot of money talk. It wasn't any of that. It really does cut down all of the confusion. Everybody know who's in charge. Everybody we do it as a collective. So
Right.
there's no, well, you did this, and you know what I'm saying? It's, how families can get. They can
Oh
get
yeah.
they get ugly sometimes. But if
Yes.
you have those things in place, it will really eliminate a lot of stresses and just going back and forth. So I
Yeah.
say get things done now. Get things done now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Medical power of attorney, you can, like you said, you don't know until you need it, but you
hmm
could get to a situation where somebody wants, your loved one to know, I wanted to have this
hmm
medical procedure, and somebody may
hmm
not. So
hmm
that's where
Exactly.
that's where the medical power of attorney really comes into play.
Oh yeah. It
It comes
it
into play.
it works, and it's very. It talks plain. It don't. These documents, they don't talk in these, you know high words. It talks very, very plain. Nobody's not gonna be confused, any of that. But a lot of times, sometimes it causes confusion, but it shouldn't. It just shouldn't. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. Yes. Well, hey, that's good to know that people like you, Notary Republics, can help us and
Yeah.
get things notarized. Because I know with the medical power of attorney, you're gonna definitely need it notarized.
Oh yes.
Um, you're gonna need a valid ID, as Miss Fannie Moore had stated. But
Yes.
you would definitely need a notary in situations like that. So that's
Absolutely.
awesome and good to know that you are there to help us out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, awesome. So Miss Fannie Moore, do you like surprises?
I don't, but you're gonna have one for me, I'm sure.
Well, I don't have a gift, but I do have some surprise questions.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Okay, so our first question is, you drive 75 miles, maybe 75 to 100 miles, or you are headed to drive 75 to 100 miles to notarize the document, because you said, no place is too far for you. You the mobile notary, right?
That's right.
So you travel 75 to 100 miles to go notarize, get these documents signed for your client. You get to the location and you find out your stamper is not working. What are you gonna do?
I have one in my car, actually. I carry multiple stamps.
Okay.
But to answer your question, that's going to be very, very disappointing. I will
Yeah.
have to just call the client. Client, I forgot my stamp.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's disappointing. I'll be like, well, my first reaction is going to be, oh, man. That's my first reaction.
Yeah.
But if you're a good notary, you're gonna have multiple stamps.
Keep extra. That's the word to the wise. Keep extra stampers in case
Yeah.
that one of them dry up on you.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, man. Well, that's good to know. Good information. All right. Well, thank you for asking that. Okay, so our second surprise question is: if you could write a book about your life, what would the title of that book be?
In my own words.
Hmm. Okay. Is that one you working on already?
No. It's just nobody can speak for you except for you. So
Right.
it'd be in my own words.
Okay. That sounds like an awesome, wonderful title. All right. So our last surprise question.
Okay.
You got to help answer this question for those listening and those eavesdropping in the back. Team iPhone or Team Samsung? What's it gonna be?
Samsung.
Samsung, really?
Yeah.
Gonna be Samsung. Okay. Why do you
iPhones
what
just seem like they're complicated to me.
say iPhone seems complicated?
To me.
Mm,
I
okay.
might, I don't have one, so I don't know. I'm Team Samsung.
Team Samsung. Okay. Hey, to each his own, right? That's why I asked the question. I know the world is split and divided between those two.
Yeah.
The world is split. I mean, but hey, it's been even. My last six guests, it's been 3-3. So you
Uh
just
oh.
broke the tie.
Uh oh. Uh
Now
oh.
it's 4-3. Just Teach says iPhone. Of course, I had him on, and he stated his argument that iPhone is his go-to. So
Ooh.
so
Well,
for Miss Fannie Rose Notary, she says Team Samsung. So for all
Samsung.
for all of those listening, if you got a problem, you got to go see Fannie Rose Notary. Maybe she can notarize your document, and y'all can talk
Don't
about
see me.
you know and talk about why Samsung. But no,
um, it's just easier, to me. I was, you know, looking at the iPhones, and it's just you gotta download this for this, and you gotta pay for that, and it's not like that with Samsung. You want something, you just download it and you keep going.
yeah,
It's much simpler to me. To
to you,
me.
yeah, yeah.
To me.
Hey, we respect all opinions
Thank you.
on
Thank
her, except when it comes to the word of God, because we know them facts. But
Oh, that's undisputed.
but no, that's awesome. Hey, we appreciate you answering those surprise questions. Thank you so much for doing that. All right, so we are almost done with Miss Fannie Rose Notary. But hey, if you could offer some advice to impact change to the world, what would that advice be?
Do good. Please the Lord and do good. Do good.
Do good.
That's it. Please the
Do
Lord and
good.
do good.
Hey, all right.
Hmm.
Awesome. The world could
That's
use
what
some
Mama
good.
told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the world could use some good. Definitely, if you want to be a notary, you're gonna have to do good because you can't have a record, as we found out.
You cannot.
Can't have a record, can't have no blemishes on your
No,
on your
no.
record, or you won't be becoming a notary.
You will be rejected,
You will be
unfortunately.
rejected. So Miss
Yeah,
Fannie Moore says, "Do good," and definitely the world could use some good people, some good acts, some good kindness. And
absolutely.
hey, we want to say we appreciate you joining us today, Miss Fannie Moore.
Thank you for having
Of
me.
Yes, I've enjoyed this, Miss of Fannie Rose Notary. And so for those that are watching you or watching this right now,
Mhm.
um, go ahead and give people the socials and how they can connect with you. Maybe somebody is interested in becoming a notary, or they may need your
Okay.
services. So go ahead
So
and share that information.
I can be found on Instagram and Facebook, Fannie Rose Notary. I also have a website, fannyrosenotary.com. If you are interested in being a notary or becoming a notary, you can either call me. My numbers are there. Um, you can message me, text me, however you need to, or you can visit nna.org. nna.org. But if you just want to have, ask a couple of questions, or if you have a situation that you want to talk to me about, you can always reach out to me via text or the socials. However you want to do it is fine. I'm here. I'm always here to give knowledge and to just make sure everything goes the way that it's supposed to go.
Awesome. All right. So there y'all have it. And I'm sharing the stuff here on the screen for those that may be interested or just want to chat. And I know on your website, I think you even have where people can chat with you and talk with you if they got questions and all of that good
Absolutely.
stuff. So yeah, go check out Fannie Rose Notary. She has a website. Also, you can follow her online, and I know she'll be able to help you out in whatever you need in regards to getting your information notarized and
Absolutely.
all of that good stuff. So
That's right.
awesome, wonderful. Well, Miss Fannie Moore, I want to say I appreciate you joining me today on this episode. Definitely, I have enjoyed it, and I'm hoping that hey, this will maybe help others out there see who you do and what you do. But I want to say I appreciate you joining me on this live episode.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the exposure. I thank you for just the opportunity and the time,
Oh yeah.
and watch God change things. I appreciate it.
Oh yes, ma'am. Definitely, definitely. So we appreciate you, and I want to say to all of those who have joined us and watched and offer your thoughts and encouragement. We appreciate you all joining us. So go check out Fannie Rose Notary. Also, if you're not a subscriber to our channel, please subscribe to the 24 Hour Boss Podcast. We're on YouTube and also Facebook. Follow us. But we'll definitely have more amazing guests coming up in the future. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to say we appreciate Miss Fannie Rose Notary, the great Fannie Rose Notary. We appreciate you, ma'am,
Thank
joining
you.
us on today and making this what it is. So that's it. I want to say
I
again to all
appreciate
of
it.
you watching, hey, y'all go and have an amazing day.
Yes,
Do some great things and let
exactly.
God use you in whatever gifts that you have out there.
Absolutely.
So go
That's
do
right.
some great, amazing things on this Saturday and just enjoy this blessed day that God has blessed us to see. So we appreciate you all joining
Amen.
us. Have a great one.
Praise the Lord. Do good.